Hello everyone, Kapshin here. So tomorrow is the day that the new banner and the new update of Atelier resleriana will be coming to the game. Right? The new Valia is coming with Cloudia and chapter 4 of the main stories. It's gonna be updated tomorrow. So anyone is wondering, yeah, what should I roll? Right? Do I have to roll Valia or do I not have to roll Valia? And have trouble like planning for the future roles, right? Because if you play this game, you will notice that the gems are really hard to combine, and you can't really just spend on all of them, right? And especially if you are like free-to-play players or like you are low spender, you have to plan your rolls pretty carefully because you don't want to fail later on in the game. Since that will affect a lot of your enjoyment. So today we'll be talking about the unit that's popularly used or the teams that probably going to be using, including a conclusion of should you roll in the Valia banner and why would you want to roll in the Valia banner as well. Okay, so let's not wait around. So let's take a look. This is going to be the one that we'll be looking at first. This is an ice team specifically. Like I did say ice, but it's actually not that much, right? So in the problem with the team that I have is Rolona can be replaced with Mari. Like the New Year Mari, she deals much better damage. Breaker Risas can be substitute for any. If you need a breaker, you just slot in Breaker Risa in, right? Lila is a main breaker for ice element. For the tanks, I use Sophie here, but because I don't have much choices in terms of tanks, right? And Ice doesn't have their own tank right now, so you either use Sophie or Patty in here in this slot for the tanks. And for this Lesnar, just imagine it's a Ice Lesnar, right? This is the second DPS of this team because she deals AoE burst damage on her Ice version as well, right? So yeah, this is gonna be the Ice things that you have to do. The next team we'll be talking about is the Slash team. Slash team is pretty much a very much meta, like very meta defining in this game, right? We have Slash Lysas, of course. We have Slash Valia, Slash Logi, Liddy here, and Sophie. These two, Liddy and Sophie, can be changed. Sophie can be changed to Patty because Patty is a Slash tank. It's a pretty good tank as well. Liddy can be changed with Ampel. Because Ampel is a physical buffer, because Ampel buff physical better than Liddy does. So if you want to play physical teams, I recommend just getting Ampel. But unfortunately, I only get Liza, so I can't really get Ampels in my team. Yeah, that's how Slashers play. Slash is one of the most damage that you can deal on a team, and she's very comfy to play as well, thanks to the Breaker Ryza. And why did I use one Breaker in this team? Because Breaker Ryza is OP enough to be the only Breaker in the team. Right, so you can play Breaker Ryza as a one breaker in the team, like easily. Okay, next is gonna be the Lightning team, not Lightning, Bolt, the Bolt team, right? So we have Bolt Resna, Bolt Liddy. Liddy is a good Bolt support and good magical support in general. Sophie, because she's Bolt, right, and she's a Bolt tank. The Ryza is here just because I can play like a single breaker on her. This Logi here will be swapped with the Bolt Logi that is the latest Logi that released, because he's now a breaker, but I didn't get him, so my Bolt team doesn't really finish yet. So I'm just gonna leave Logi, the normal Logi, in this spot instead. Okay, next up will be the Wind team. The Wind team is struggling a little bit because you only have Loman, and there's not much you can do about it, right? So we use two breakers, which is Ryza and Shalistella here. Like, good. Phyllis is my DPS, my go-to DPS, and I really like Phyllis, so I'm gonna use her. Liddy is a good magic buffer, right? So you can swap in Shelly or like Liddy or even Sophie for Loman, right? Loman is the other the one and only other wins characters in the games that are Gasher and the Phyllis, except the Phyllis, right? I don't know why Win is like doesn't have that much characters in general. Win just doesn't have that much characters to play around. Next up will be this one is a little bit of a mix, right? Okay, so this is like the strike team that I built like long time ago. Like we use Cloudia here and Ryza as a breaker, like both of these for breaker. Who is a substitution. You can change it to Sophie can be changed for Patty, and any just top tier tanks in general just get here. But I'm just gonna use Sophie, right? And then Lily is gonna be a substitute for Ampere, yeah, because using Ampere here is gonna be better. So you're gonna have 1, 2, and 3 bunt in the team if you finish the team, right? You're gonna have 3 bunt and Ryza and a tank basically. And yeah, that's kind of how you want to get your team around for each element. I might forget some elements, but for now, I want you to know which character will be used a lot more and how to organize your team basically, right? But in the future, what the team in the future look like, right? So now I'm gonna take a look at. Gonna take a look at the Gasher, right? So as you can see here, we have a lot of characters, right? So this one will be coming up next for these two, right? For Cloudia and Valia. I'm not gonna talk about the other characters as of right now. Why? Because I've already made an infographic for you guys to reference to. In which case it's gonna be separated to each elements, right? So if you want to play Slash, what banner will you put on? If you want to play both, what banner will you put on? It's kind of that infographic, like you're gonna see it on the screen right now, but I will leave the link down below in the comments so you guys can check it out. It's a really big picture that is a very big infographic that I made for you guys to reference to. Okay, so let's talk about Valia and Cloudia. All right. So first off, Valia like one of the best slash damage dealer in the game. Why? Because she gets stronger the more buff she has, right? So if you see her kits, right, she have the negative. She remove negative effect and block the next negative effect, right? As you can see. Again, this is called as a buff, right? And her skill 2, she buff herself three of these buff for 10%, right? And she buff like 2 more buff in here. So she got like 5 buff on her already, right? But why did she have that much buff? So because her ultimate, right? Her ultimate is gonna be hitting harder based on the number of buff she has. So it max at 20 buff, right? So you're gonna have to use some items to buff her up, and she's gonna deal a huge amount of damage. And then yeah, that's basically how what it is play. She's not a turn off your brains and play type thing. You need to manage your buff stacks. You have to try to timing your burst so that you get the max amount of buff so that you can get the max amount of damage, right? So if you want to turn your brain off and play, I don't think Valia is gonna be a very good choice for you. And the Slash team is a little bit weird. But if you want to play Slash team, Valia and Logi is gonna be your best DPS to have, like what I have here, right? Okay. For Cloudia, I don't have it. Well, just gonna talk about her again. For Cloudia, she is one of the best debuffer for Ice Elemental because she reduces ice resist for the monster, and she applies a good amount of debuff. So yeah. So when you play Cloudia, other ice DPS shines more. You play Cloudia. So the two characters in this banner are both good in their own way, right? Valia for slash teams, and Cloudia for the ice team, right? So is this a good banner to pull? Yes, if you don't have the other plans. So if for example, if you have the other plans, just take a look at the infographic. Like for example, if you want to play both, like I got Sophie, I got Lesnar, I want to play both. I need to get Lily later down the line. I'm not sure if I should be investing in this banner for Valia and Cloudia. So you can skip it, right? You can skip Valia and Cloudia altogether and go get your Lily for your both teams, right? So if you already have plans for your characters, you can skip Valia and Cloudia. But if you plan to play Ice, for example, if you like, I'm a fan of Lila's, I really like her personality, and and I want to play Ice in the future. So that is where you plan to get Cloudia in your team. So if you plan to play Ice, I like Lila, I like the character Lila, right? You have to get Cloudia so I can build the Ice team later. And yeah, that's the plan, right? You just roll for Cloudia, right? And if you plan to like, I'm gonna play Slash, I really like Loshi, I'm gonna play Slash later, you're gonna get Valia and you're gonna get Lysa, and your slashing is basically all in, right? So yeah, it's a good banner to pull, especially, and if you don't have a plan, like I don't have any favorite characters, I don't know what to play, just roll this banner, right? Because if you roll this banner and you happen to get Valia, you can just, yeah, you can just plan for the future now that, okay, I'm gonna go for Slash teams. But if you don't get Valia and you get Cloudia instead, you just can go, right? Okay, I'm gonna play Ice team. So it's a good banner to determine your account in general. If you want to go to the Ice team route, or you want to go to the Slash team route, or if you have other plan, just keep it all together. All right. And yeah, you can you can check out the gacha planner infographic in the comment section. I will leave it in the comment section so you guys can check it out. And that will be the advice that I have about the next gacha and how the teams are looking for the end game player for the Japanese version player perspective. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.